You need to watch this if you struggle with remembering the golden age of cartoons. Picture this, 1992. The internet is a baby. People still rent VHS tapes. And a new channel pops up on TV promising 24/7 cartoons. This wasn't just any channel, this was Cartoon Network. Created by Turner Broadcasting, Cartoon Network had a treasure trove of classic cartoons. Think Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and those wacky Hanna-Barbera shows. Kids were glued to their screens. But Cartoon Network wasn't content with just showing old cartoons. They wanted new adventures. And boy did they deliver. The early days were just the beginning. A cartoon revolution was about to explode. The late 90s were a golden age for Cartoon Network. Remember Dexter's Laboratory? That tiny genius with his secret lab and annoying sister Dee Dee? Pure cartoon brilliance. Then came the Powerpuff Girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, saving Townsville before bedtime. These weren't just girl shows, they were action-packed, hilarious, and everyone loved them. And who could forget Johnny Bravo, the Elvis-loving, muscle-bound mama's boy trying and failing to pick up chicks. His over-the-top antics had us laughing until our sides hurt. These shows weren't just popular, they were game-changers. Cartoon Network was becoming the place for innovative, hilarious, and totally awesome cartoons. The early 2000s brought even more iconic shows. Ed and Eddy with their crazy schemes to get jawbreakers. The animation was wacky, the characters were unforgettable, and the humor was pure slapstick gold. Then there was Courage the Cowardly Dog. This show was hilarious, but it also knew how to scare us silly. Courage protecting Muriel from creepy villains like Freaky Fred and Cats. We still get chills. And let's not forget Samurai Jack. A lone samurai warrior flung into the future by the evil AKU. The animation style was like nothing else on TV, with its cinematic action and epic battles. These shows proved that Cartoon Network wasn't afraid to try new things. Whether it was wacky humor, spooky adventures, or epic samurai battles, there was something for everyone. As Cartoon Network entered the 2010s, something interesting happened. The animation style shifted again. Shows like Adventure Time and Regular Show took over our screens. Adventure Time, with its crazy adventures in the land of Ooh, captured our imaginations. Finn and Jake battling monsters, making friends with talking candy people and learning life lessons along the way. We were hooked. Then there was Regular Show. Mordecai and Rigby, two slacker best friends, just trying to get through their day at the park. But of course, nothing is ever normal with these two. Their surreal adventures were hilarious, relatable, and surprisingly heartwarming. These shows, along with others like Steven Universe and Over the Garden Wall, showed that Cartoon Network was still pushing boundaries. They weren't afraid to experiment with new animation styles, tell deeper stories, and appeal to a wider audience. Cartoon Network's success wasn't just about the shows. It was about the people behind those shows, the creative minds who brought their unique visions to life. It was about the people who poured their hearts and souls into creating those shows. These were the animators, writers, and directors who worked tirelessly to bring us the characters and stories we love. From the early days of using Hanna-Barbera's vast library, Cartoon Network became a launchpad for a new generation of creators. These creators were given the freedom to experiment and innovate, leading to some of the most beloved cartoons of all time. From the early days of using Hanna-Barbera's vast library, Cartoon Network became a launchpad for a new generation of creators. These creators were given the freedom to experiment and innovate, leading to some of the most beloved cartoons of all time. Genndy Tartakovsky gave us Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, and the epic Primal. His work was characterized by a unique style and a knack for action-packed storytelling that became a trademark of Cartoon Network. His unique style and knack for action-packed storytelling were a trademark of Cartoon Network. Tartakovsky's ability to blend humor, action, and deep emotional moments set his work apart, and left a lasting impact on the animation industry. Craig McCracken brought us the Powerpuff Girls, a show that combined superhero action with a playful, colorful aesthetic, and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, a series that explored the whimsical world of imaginary friends with heart and humor. His shows were full of heart, humor, and unforgettable characters. McCracken's work resonated with audiences of all ages, making his shows timeless classics. And Pendleton Ward, the mastermind behind Adventure Time, took us on surreal adventures with Finn and Jake. His creativity and willingness to explore complex themes pushed the boundaries of what cartoons could be. took us on surreal adventures with Finn and Jake. Adventure Time was not just a show for kids, it delved into deep existential themes that resonated with older audiences as well. His creativity and willingness to explore complex themes pushed the boundaries of what cartoons could be. Ward's work showed that animation could be a medium for profound storytelling, capable of addressing serious topics while still being entertaining. These creators and many more helped shape Cartoon Network's identity. They brought their unique visions to life, creating shows that were not only entertaining but also thought-provoking and emotionally resonant. They brought their unique visions to life, creating shows that were not only entertaining but also thought-provoking and emotionally resonant. Their dedication and passion for animation inspired countless viewers and aspiring animators, The legacy of these creators continues to influence the world of animation, proving that with creativity and passion, anything is possible. More than just cartoons, the cultural impact of Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network was more than just a channel. It was a gateway to a universe of imagination and creativity, a place where kids could escape into fantastical worlds and meet unforgettable characters. It was a cultural phenomenon. From the moment you turned on the TV, you were transported to a realm where anything was possible. Growing up with Cartoon Network meant quoting your favorite shows with your friends, collecting trading cards, and eagerly discussing the latest episodes at school the next day. And let's not forget those awesome t-shirts. Wearing Cartoon Network apparel was like wearing a badge of honor, a way to show your allegiance to your favorite shows. Remember the Cartoon Fridays? That block of new episodes every week was like a mini holiday. It was the highlight of the week, something to look forward to after a long week of school. We'd gather around the TV, hyped up for the latest adventures of Dexter, the Powerpuff Girls, or Courage the Cowardly Dog. It was a time for family and friends to come together and share in the excitement. The characters were more than just animated figures, they were our heroes, our friends, and sometimes even our role models. Courage the Cowardly Dog, with its quirky and sometimes spooky episodes, kept us on the edge of our seats, while Dexter's Laboratory made us dream of our own secret inventions. Cartoon Network also had some of the catchiest theme songs ever. These tunes were more than just background music, they were anthems of our childhood. We're talking about earworms that stayed with you for days. Dexter's Laboratory, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and the Powerpuff Girls. These theme songs were pure 90s and early 2000s magic. They were the soundtrack to our lives, songs that we could sing along to with friends, and that still bring a smile to our faces today. Cartoon Network wasn't just about watching cartoons, it was about being inspired to create, to draw your favorite characters, and to play with toys that brought those characters to life. It was about being part of something bigger, a community of fans who shared a love for these wacky, wonderful worlds. Whether it was dressing up as your favorite character for Halloween or attending a fan event, Cartoon Network brought people together. It was a shared experience, a bond that connected us all. Cartoon Network was more than just a TV channel, it was a cultural touchstone that shaped a generation. Growing up with Cartoon Network, a nostalgic look back. For those of us who grew up with Cartoon Network, it holds a special place in our hearts. It was more than just a channel, it was a gateway to a world of imagination and creativity. Those Saturday mornings spent glued to the TV, watching our favorite shows, our memories we'll cherish forever. We would wake up early, grab a bowl of cereal, and sit in front of the TV for hours, lost in the adventures of our beloved characters. We remember the thrill of seeing a new episode of Dexter's Laboratory, the excitement of watching Dexter's latest invention, and the chaos that would inevitably follow. The laughter we shared watching Ed and Eddy's crazy antics was infectious. Their wild schemes and hilarious misadventures never failed to make us laugh. And the comfort we felt watching Courage the Cowardly Dog face his fears was unparalleled. Despite his constant terror, Courage always found a way to save the day, teaching us about bravery and resilience. Cartoon Network wasn't just entertainment, it was a part of our childhood, a source of joy, laughter, and even a few life lessons along the way. It brought families together, creating moments of shared joy and bonding. It was a part of our childhood, a source of joy, laughter, and even a few life lessons along the way. We learned about friendship, courage, and the power of imagination from the characters we adored. It taught us about friendship, courage, and the power of imagination. These shows were more than just entertainment, they were a source of inspiration and creativity. Looking back, we realize how much those shows shaped our sense of humor, our creativity, and even our values. They influenced the way we saw the world and interacted with it, and for that, we'll always be grateful. Cartoon Network will forever be a cherished part of our childhood, a reminder of simpler times and the joy of being a kid. From Powerhouse to What Happened? As we moved further into the 2010s and now the 2020s, something changed. The landscape of television was different. Streaming services like Netflix and Hulu exploded in popularity. Kids had more choices than ever before. Cartoon Network, once a powerhouse of animation, seemed to lose its way a bit. The shows weren't quite as groundbreaking. The humor felt repetitive. And the magic, that spark that made Cartoon Network so special, seemed to dim. Some blame it on corporate meddling, a focus on profits over creativity. Others point to the changing tastes of audiences, the rise of anime and other forms of animation. Whatever the reason, it's undeniable that Cartoon Network isn't the same juggernaut it once was. The future of animation, a legacy forged in Cartoon Network's fire. Even though Cartoon Network might not be in its prime anymore, its impact on animation is undeniable. It paved the way for the shows we love today, from Gravity Falls to Rick and Morty, from Steven Universe to The Owl House. Cartoon Network taught us that cartoons aren't just for kids. They can be funny, smart, action-packed, and even a little bit scary. They can tackle complex themes, explore different art styles, and appeal to a wide range of viewers. The legacy of Cartoon Network lives on in the creators it inspired, the shows it launched, and the memories it created for generations of viewers. And while the future of Cartoon Network itself might be uncertain, one thing is for sure: the world of animation wouldn't be the same without it.